if I take this one, you can sit in the middle.
Yeah.
There we go. Good morning, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. It's a pleasure to be here with Richard and Jeremy. So I actually wanted to dive straight into the elephant in the room because the session is titled Inside Binance. So Richard, why don't you explain why Jeremy's joining you today?
I think why don't we start with Jeremy? I think it's exciting. We are going to announce an important partnership today.
Excellent.
So we can do it together, Jeremy, on that front.
Yes, sure, absolutely. We're going to just start with that.
It's a great thing to do. So just set the scene. What has been the relationship between your two companies so far, and what are you here to announce?
Well, USDC has obviously been a stablecoin that's been on Binance for a while. What we're announcing today is that Circle and Binance have entered into a strategic partnership around USDC. It's a very exciting partnership to drive widespread adoption of USDC on Binance's platforms and products. And we're going to be collaborating on a lot of things in product and in the market and in new use cases for stablecoins together. So it's a very significant partnership for both of us.
Yeah. Congratulations.
So we're very thrilled to enter into this partnership with Circle, which is one of the most trusted and innovative company within the digital ecosystem on that front. With USDC, a highly innovative, recognized product globally. Binance, we are the largest crypto exchange globally to serve our users in terms of their crypto journey. So today we have close to 250 million users and customers globally on that front. This year we onboarded close to 70 million new users, which is a phenomenal growth, right? So with this partnership, we are looking forward to really working very closely with Circle on that front. And our users can look forward to more trading pairs with USDC. We are going to run much more promotion on that front. And we are working very closely together to support innovation and utility of the stable coins and other crypto. So we'll continue to push ahead with the crypto agenda and journey and support users in terms of their freedom of money globally.
Amazing.
I just want to add just a little bit to that. I think I've had the opportunity to get to know Richard really well over the last year and the entire leadership team at Binance. And it's obvious from the numbers that Binance is an exceptional company, but it's also a phenomenal team that is executing really well. And so something that I noted in the actual official announcement, which I don't know if it's gone out yet, is the incredible commitment that Binance has to product quality, security, operational excellence, user centricity, and it's one of the reasons why Binance is, in my view, the largest true financial super app in the world with over 240 million users. And the breadth of what they do is incredible. And so when I think about the future of USDC and this future of stablecoin in payments, it's a great marriage, right? We want to see these extraordinary products, which I think in the coming 1 to 2 years will have 1 billion users, and lighting up this this kind of new, very, very powerful medium. So it's it's really extraordinary, and I think, as Richard was also saying, we're still in the really early days of the use of stablecoins, right? A lot of people think of stablecoins as for trading, and but obviously the focus now is this is going to change the way all money moves in the whole world. And right now, the percentage of the money movement that happens with stablecoins versus every other thing is still quite small. And so when we bring together these massive retail and institutional platforms with quality platforms like USDC, we have a real chance at really transforming how money is experienced for every person in the world.
And I know there's a lot on empowering financial inclusion and new communities. But while I've got you both here, it would be great just to talk about some of the markets at the moment. Retail investor interest in digital assets is obviously growing exponentially, and the aggregate market cap just breached 200 million for stablecoins earlier this week. So how do you both balance that kind of capitalization with the momentum versus the short-term market strategy?
Yeah, I think for any company that's looking at sustainable growth, you have to focus on the long term, focus on innovation and utility. But 2024 has been a landmark year, right? So if I begin 2024 by telling you that we're going to have an ETF approved not only in the US but around the world with greater institutionalization adoption on that front, you have all the big institutions starting to invest into this space, including the largest asset manager in the world, BlackRock. Larry Finn went from a skeptic 2 years ago to a believer now, to having a crypto-friendly president, right, in the States. And the administration is going to support that. And US has outsized influence in terms of global regulations on that front. So it's very exciting, and we're probably going to see a Bitcoin reserve being set up. If US set up a Bitcoin reserve, I'm sure the rest of the countries around the world will be looking at it very closely. So I think we are still at the very early part of the journey. 6 to 7% global adoption. I mentioned we have about close to 250 million users. But things like stablecoins, things like crypto are a very important part of financial inclusion. One of the problems that crypto and stablecoins solve is that in many parts of the world, including in different countries around this region, financial inclusion is so low, right? 10, 20%, meaning 80% of people are shut out of the financial system. You can't make effective payment, you can't have proper store of wealth, etc. on that front. And in the last few years, a lot of people then embrace crypto because that's the most efficient and effective way of doing payments. When countries go through hyperinflationary situation in the last few years, by holding on to stablecoin, they help their family preserve wealth. They can't access the banking system on that front. So I've gone around the world. Many people come up to me to say, thank you for supporting us in their crypto journey. It's the ability of accessing crypto for them that has been a very transformation for their family, right, in terms of preservation, and they become much better off, right? So I think all these are interesting human aspect and an element of it that many people don't see. Going forward, with the mainstream adoption of crypto, now 6 to 7%, if you look at what happened in the internet stage, once you cross 6 to 7%, the next 10% comes very quickly, right? So I do foresee that the pace of adoption is going to be much faster, the pace of innovation, the pace of utility is going to be much faster over the course of the next 3 years.
It brings us quite nicely onto cross-border efficiencies as well. One for probably both of you, but how do we enable more potential for USDC to be adopted? I mean, we're in Abu Dhabi today, but especially Middle Eastern markets.
Yeah, I'll take part of that. I think, first is that USDC is already widely adopted all around the world in over, 150 countries, and anyone with a Web3 wallet can transact with other people. And so we see the use of USDC moving around the world the same way that we see the use of email or messages moving around the world. I think, 5 years from now, the whole concept of a cross-border payment will be like the concept of a cross-border email. Like, it just doesn't make any sense. We're going to exchange value like we exchange information, and it's just going to be seamless. And when you put I think the best stablecoin in the world, in my view, in a platform like Binance, in the wallet, in seamless payment experiences, it's 240 million users today. It could be 500 million users in a couple of years. Those users are in every market in the world, and so you're going to see. Maybe not every market, but almost. But we'll see that movement of value happen in extraordinary ways, and it will be instant, and it will be effectively without fees. And we're barely scratching the surface even of what you can do with things like on-chain FX and the kind of programmability of the money flows around the world. So I think we're just scratching the surface.
Now we're back in ADGM home, and it would just be really good to touch on some of the regulatory challenges and opportunities both of you see in the market at the moment.
Well, incidentally, I was in ADGM, I was CEO of Financial Services Regulatory Authority when I discovered crypto in 2017, right? So my office is just around there on the 4th floor. So I'm just trying to say hi to all my ex-colleagues. It's very nice to see all of you again. But, ADGM became one of the first in the world, if not the region, to really support the crypto agenda. And we were working there in the office, trying to come up with a framework, and we push it out in 2018 to really support crypto adoption. And if you look at what is happening in UAE, in this region, it's very exciting on that front, right? So UAE has one of the highest adoption rate of crypto anywhere else in the world, right? So I think based on latest data I saw, about 40% of the population have some form of crypto exposure, which is extremely high. Right? It's because of all these enabling framework, regulations. The government is very supportive, very foresightful, not only supporting blockchain, but AI. I mean, if you look at President Trump appointing AI and crypto czar, that means that these two important fundamental technology will drive the future shape of every economic sector going forward. These are the two foundational technology, right, that every subsector will use. So it's extremely important. What we hope to see is really more governments around the world, more regulators around the world, understanding the opportunities by embracing this sector, coming out with a framework, giving trust to users and investors, what's the certainty, what's the consumer protection they can afford themselves to. And that will push through the next phase of adoption.
Fantastic. And I just want to end the session by touching back on the announcement and asking, what strengths do you think you both bring to the partnership?
I think, what Circle brings to the partnership with Binance is a trusted, compliant, well-run dollar stablecoin that has the best liquidity infrastructure in the world with deep integration into the banking sector, access to the broadest set of developer communities. It's the most actively used digital dollar in the on-chain DeFi world. And I think we work really well with regulators around the world. And I think we're going into a period where compliance and regulatory are more important. And if we want this to be used by every person, every household, every corporation, and every financial institution, that's the way it's going to have to be run, and that's the way Circle's built this from day one. So I think that's a big part of what we bring.
So stablecoin is an important innovation, right? And Circle is one of the most trusted, innovative company in the digital asset space. We are the largest crypto exchange. We continue to support innovation, utility across the board. We now have 20 regulatory approval around the world, more recently in places like India, Argentina, earlier in the year, Indonesia, Thailand, and the list goes on. So we are the most regulated exchange globally. And together, this partnership will continue to support the very innovative aspects of stable coins, the utility aspects, and also we are looking forward to see how we continue to push ahead with innovation, and we have that global platform to do so. So we look forward to working with Circle, with other important stakeholders within the ecosystem, because crypto is still very early in this stage. The more we can work on this significant partnership to really build a dynamic, vibrant ecosystem, the better off all of our will be.
Fantastic. Well, Richard, great to have you back on the stage again. And Jeremy, I know you're going to be coming back here at 1:25 to talk about building the internet's financial system. So thank you very much, gentlemen, and enjoy the rest of your today, thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.